Have you ever wondered how the story of the great Hercule Poirot ends? Agatha Christie's final Poirot novel, Curtain, is not just a mystery. It's an event. It was written decades before it was published, locked away in a vault, waiting for the right moment. And when it was finally released, it sent shockwaves through the literary world. Today, we're diving into the haunting final case of Hercule Poirot. The story brings us full circle, right back to where it all started. Styles Court. But the grand estate is now a shabby guest. An older, wiser Captain Hastings returns at the request of his dear friend Poirot, but Hastings is shocked by what he finds. Poirot is frail, wheelchair-bound, and crippled by arthritis. Yet, his mind, his little gray cells, are as sharp as ever. Poirot tells Hastings they're at Styles to hunt a murderer. Not just any murderer, but a serial killer responsible for 5 previous deaths. This killer is a master manipulator, an expert in psychological control who doesn't directly commit the murders, but persuades others to do so. The most terrifying part, this killer, whom Poirot calls X, is among the guests at Styles. Hastings, acting as Poirot's eyes and ears, is tasked with identifying this elusive puppet master before they can strike again. The guest house is filled with a new cast of characters, each with their own secrets and vulnerabilities. There's the new owner, Colonel Luttrell, and his domineering wife. There's Dr. Franklin, a ruthless scientist, and his quiet, unhappy wife, Barbara. We also meet Judith Hastings' own daughter, who works for Dr. Franklin. Hastings worries she might be the next victim, or worse, the next person manipulated into becoming a killer. The tension builds as strange incidents occur. Mrs. Luttrell is nearly shot in a supposed accident. Barbara Franklin dies from poisoning, and at first, it looks like suicide. Hastings himself is almost tricked by X into poisoning Colonel Luttrell. He begins to see how insidiously X operates, preying on people's emotions and weaknesses to orchestrate death without leaving a trace. Poirot seems helpless, confined to his room, and Hastings feels a growing sense of desperation. They must stop X, but he doesn't even know who they are. The climax is devastating. Poirot dies, seemingly from a heart attack, leaving Hastings alone and defeated. It feels like evil has won. Hastings is heartbroken, believing his friend failed. He receives a letter from Poirot, to be opened months later. This letter contains the final, stunning revelation. In his final act, Poirot reveals the identity of X. It was Stephen Norton, a seemingly harmless, quiet guest who observed everyone's weaknesses. But the biggest twist is how Poirot stopped him. Realizing the law could never touch Norton, and knowing his own life was ending, Poirot took matters into his own hands. He murdered Norton to prevent future tragedies. He then arranged his own death by moving his heart medication out of reach, ensuring he wouldn't be tempted to use his own manipulative powers ever again. He sacrificed his life and his moral code to deliver one final piece of justice. Curtain is a powerful, dark, and unforgettable ending for one of literature's greatest detectives. It's a profound exploration of morality, justice, and the nature of evil. It forces us to ask, can a good man commit a terrible act for the greater good? It's a fitting and truly shocking farewell to Hercule Poirot. What do you think of Poirot's final decision? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this look into a classic mystery, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.